Hi, everyone. This is EstaRa with a message for you. Today is Wednesday, November 30th, 2016. I know I've been MIA for some time now, at least for 10 days. I got to tell you, so after my last video where I had said it's all about being merged as one and working on me and prioritizing what needs to happen for me in my life, that really sat with me and really started working on me. So I have spent the last several days really taking care of me and doing what I need to do, So on this journey, a lot of times we get caught up in helping other people, especially if you're a nurturer healer like I am. And that's kind of what I want to do. And I help everyone, but I forget sometimes about me. And so that's kind of what happened, a little bit. So I was under the weather, not feeling well. I'm starting to feel a little bit better. I still have a few things going on, but otherwise I'm actually doing much better. And it's been quite the ride. Honestly, I've got to tell you, so much has been happening inside of me and so many changes. And I've been really working with light again for myself, like me receiving. I do for other people, like I said, but I don't always do it for me. So I've spent the last several days kind of in hibernation, if you will. I'm just starting to read emails. I apologize if you emailed me and I did not get back to you. It's simply because I've been working. So I'm taking clients and doing appointments, but I am actually making sure that I have time to clear me, to take care of me in between clients, also to get all my other needs met that need to happen. Like I'm actually in physical therapy for my back, as you all knew. The doc went out a little while ago, so I'm still kind of in it. So it's taking a little extra time to make sure I'm okay. And I have to tell you, I feel so good. The energy has been quite interesting for all of us. And what's really funny to me is, so for the last several months, we're in a new moon as of yesterday. And for the last several months, whenever the new moon came, I would tell you, well, it doesn't really feel like new beginnings. It definitely doesn't feel like a normal new moon, no major new beginnings happening. I don't feel that energy. Well, I have to tell you, this energy that we're in right now, I actually feel the new beginnings. I feel it's like a new moon that we recognize, we remember from long, long ago, at least for 9 months. I don't think I felt this. Well, isn't that interesting? 9 months and today is the birthing of it, right? So I feel like this energy is all about master manifestation, mastering it and really getting clear about it. And I actually was doing my quiet time. I'm just grabbing a little note that I had over here. So some quiet time did me really good. I spent a lot of time in meditation over the past weekend. So here in America, it was Thanksgiving weekend. I did the holiday with the family. And then I did literally nothing the next day, just spent the day doing nothing. And the next couple of days I spent on major energy upgrades for myself, inner work that I'm doing for me, and a whole bunch of like new information coming in, lots of ideas that are just flowing and flowing and flowing. And I'm hoping to kind of take some time at some point and clear away any of the stuff that's going on so I can put those things into effect, because I feel like that's probably what December will be about for me, is to get these ideas out and get them going. So for January, some major changes will be coming with my business, I think. And that being said, I feel like it's really imperative with this new moon to be really clear about what we want to manifest and how we want to manifest it, and not get caught up in the old ways of how, what, when, where, why. So know what you want. Just as my guide said before, we're already merged. We're already merged. And if we stay in that vibration, stay in that frequency, then we actually manifest that truth now in the reality that we're in. So that brings me to something I was doing this weekend. So I did a lot of inner work, a lot of healing on me. I went through some old notes that I channeled over the last several years, but I also grabbed a hold of some stuff that, someone else had channeled that I read probably back in 2010 or 11, something like that. But the point being about manifestation, and this was from a healer. Her name is Judy Satori. She channeled something about manifestation, and it resonated so strongly and deeply with me because it's kind of what I've done, but not recognizing that necessarily that's what I've done. So I want to share her ideas with you. Actually, I believe they were channeled from Saint Germain, to be honest. I don't know that they were actually hers. I think they're Saint Germain's. So the first thing she said is, when you manifest, you need to manifest in 3 times. Number 3, obviously, we all know is really powerful, really important. And all day yesterday, the number 333 was everywhere. It was the new moon. It was like really powerful time. So she said 3 times, very important. She wants you to, she says, go into a state of peace and love. And that's actually what I was talking about, always bringing us into high vibration and frequency. So I'm going to deviate and divert a little before I get all this out. So I'm sorry, rambling again. But when I was talking about raising our frequency, raising our vibration, that is so imperative, so much more important than we even think. And even for myself, because I have to tell you, after being infused with light for the last couple of days, or actually now it's been Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, it's been 5 days, I've been enmeshed in this amazing, miraculous energy. And being in this miraculous energy has really shifted my frequency and vibration and has put me into a state of high vibe, but no, and I just saw 555, and no, what's the word I want to say? I want to say no garbage, and no attachment. So I've actually went into high vibe, no attachment, which is really awesome. And the no attachment, it's actually a little weird at first because I used to be there all the time, but then I would get more attached to the drama and the human connection of something. And so being pulled away and having that no attachment from a high frequency, a very high frequency, is just different. There is no charge. There's no emotional charge. It just simply is. And so I have to say that alone is really powerful and wonderful, but also it keeps me in my heart center and keeps me in that sacred space of doing what I need to do. And it's a really important thing for me to keep this ritual going. So before my car accident, which you've all heard about my car accident from several years ago, 3 years ago now, almost 4. Oh my gosh, already. Before that, I would spend 4 hours every morning in meditation, in healing practice and yogic practice every day. Like that was my ritual every day. So I had 4 hours of me time, no phone. I would never turn it on. I would never have anything on to watch in the background. Sometimes I'd have yoga, peaceful music that you would do to yoga. And other times it would just be me chanting. And that's what I did prior to my accident. Well, I had my car accident and lost that routine, didn't have it. And then I started in the last 6-7 months, what are we in now? Almost 9 months, actually. Oh, this is interesting. That I started really to work again. And doing that, I started to really reconnect with myself and to spend a couple hours every morning taking care of me. And that's been expanding little by little, inch by inch, Well, now I'm back to my 3-4 hour routine every morning, and it's really powerful, really amazing and empowering. Hence why, if you don't get an email response right away, give me at least 24 hours. Sometimes it might take a little longer. If I skim it and I see it's not very important, I will come back to it because it might be something I want to give a thoughtful response to. So please understand that. If you haven't heard back, that's why. And then the other part of it is that being in that for me, it's made it so that I stay in the high frequency all day, much longer, and I see things much sharper and much clearer. But it also keeps me in love, keeps me in my heart. And do I still get pulled down? Do people still pull at the energy field affecting me? Absolutely. That happens all the time. That's always going to happen. That's never going to stop. Unfortunately, it won't stop because that's, we're beings that are energy sensitive, and we are sensitive to everything, and we're affected by everything. We might not always know it, but it actually happens. So being in a state of love has been easier, staying at high frequency. And I know I yell at all of you, my clients, I give you homework. I tell you, you need to raise your vibration, raise your vibration. And for the most part, many of us say, well, I do. I meditate. I do the best I can. I do what I need to do for me every day. And I'm there. But here's the thing. If we're still being affected by the energies to an extent where we spiral downward, then we're not there. And we still have to work on raising our frequency. And the truth is, I don't think we're ever really there fully because we're human and we're living a human life. So we still have human experiences bouncing off our energy field. Yes, we have this huge frequency. We're very high vibe, but we still have things bouncing in and out of our energy field and off of our energy field. And so some of that gets in there and creates a little havoc, and it doesn't let us go as high as we can. Maybe our ego gets involved and stops us. And so having a practice every day where you're raising your frequency, raising your vibration is so important and so key. Now, do you need to have 4 hours for yourself? Absolutely not. Do you need to have a good, maybe half hour, 45 minutes for yourself? Yes. I'm going to say yes. I think that's very important. And for some of you who are like, oh my God, that scares the crap out of me, I'm not going to do that. Please find at least 15 minutes a day. 15 minutes is key. Do a grounding, do a meditation, do a clearing, whatever it is you need to do, whatever you feel you need. If you need help with that, you can always, contact me and I'll be glad to like schedule an appointment for you and figure that out, what your routine should be or what might help you the best. Why is that important in terms of a twin flame relationship? Because we are manifesting every moment of every day. And this moon is bringing in such rapid manifestation. So the appearance of things are going to be quicker, much quicker than they've ever been. And I'm noticing it. I see it all the time. I experience it completely every day. And if we're not being conscious of our ability to manifest and we're not working at manifesting it, we're not going to make it happen. We need to bring this merge that we are, this merging that's happening for some of you and the merge that is for many of us. We need to bring that into our physical reality now. And the only way to do that is to stay in our heart and to manifest from there and to manifest with the knowing that we already are. And when I say that, it feels good to me and I feel it inside of me. So I hope you do too. And if we're not doing that and we're not taking care of ourselves, it's hard to feel that. I just saw 11:11. We're not feeling it. If we're not able to stay detached from the drama of humanity, and there is a lot of drama happening. And believe me, I am paying attention, but I'm doing it from a very removed place and I'm not joining in. Do I feel emotional about some of the stuff that's happening and the changes? Absolutely. Am I feeling some of the frustration and disappointment? Absolutely. I'm not saying I'm not feeling because that wouldn't be human and that wouldn't be okay. I have to feel, but I'm not letting myself get so trapped into it. And guess what? When I start to get a little trapped into it, my guys jump in and say, hey, nope. Can't do that. This is what's happening. Retrain your thinking. Shift focus, bring yourself into happy moment, do whatever you need to do it. And so what do? I go into some kind of a meditation. I do some kind of energy infusion. I just let the light come through and I spend time really raising frequency. It's always important to do this. And, sometimes I do it at least twice a day. But here's the thing. Sometimes it needs to happen more than twice a day. If I'm working with lots of clients, I have to do that in between my clients. Otherwise, I'm not going to be of service to the next client. So for me, I spend a lot more time than you will have to, but you have to create something, commit to yourself, commit to your union, commit to this being a priority, you being the priority. And I know many of you who say, I already am the priority. I'm already doing stuff for me. I want you to step back for a few moments, write down what it is you're doing for you and what are you truly doing to take care of you each day. Now, if it's literally the same routine every day and you're not learning from it, you're not evolving from it, and you're not getting new insights and new epiphanies, then you need to rethink that schedule. You need to rethink that ritual because perhaps that little ritual you created for yourself isn't raising your frequency. It's kind of keeping you where you're at. Now, that's not so bad because some people are like, hey, I'm fine where I'm at. I don't want to go lower. And you're not going lower. But what's happening is you're not going higher. And you want to manifest from the highest frequency possible because as you're manifesting from the highest frequency possible, then you can actually manifest that union into reality. And I believe from what I'm feeling and what I'm experiencing over the last several weeks, particularly, but really the last weekend, I need to keep raising my frequency. So I will keep pulling away from humanity. I'll keep coming inward a little bit. And that's going to happen from time to time throughout this journey. And I got to tell you, as I'm talking to you, I'm looking up at the little recording, keeps showing me numbers. And I just saw a few seconds ago, 333. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm being hammered with messages. And by the way, I want you to know my guides are saying those numbers are actually DNA activations within you. So it's awakening your DNA for different activation points, different things that need to activate within your cells. It's happening by seeing numbers over and over again. So please recognize that when you see the numbers over and over again, yay, that means something good. So what's interesting to me is I've noticed that I had to look at my ritual. Like, what am I doing? I'm doing my normal routine. Okay, got to change it up a bit because I'm not moving higher. So I changed it up a bit this weekend and I'm raising higher. And the more I do that, the more I'm feeling removed from the drama. Now, removed from the drama doesn't mean I don't know. Again, it doesn't mean I don't know what's happening. It doesn't mean that I don't read things, I don't experience things. What it means is that I'm not putting myself in the boat with the drama because I don't have to. I don't have to be in it to be empathetic or empathic. I don't have to be in it to be sympathetic or feel for people. I literally just need to know what's happening and just have an awareness of what's going on rather than join in and be part of it. So And I mean that on an emotional, mental level, because for many of us, we're, involved in like protesting and doing all kinds of things for, the greater good, if you will. That's okay. But the emotional, mental piece, you have to be clear and you have to be removed, because if you're in it, it's going to drag you down with the vibrational frequency that's the highest, which might not be the highest, it might be the lowest. So that's a very important imperative thing to listen to. My guides, they're funny. They're telling me, think you got it. The point's good. So I hope you got it. So going back to the manifestation, the 3 things we need, 3 times that we need to say it. So the first time is simply to say your manifestation out loud. So I'm going to put that out there so you will hear it, and you can choose my words, use different words, whatever you choose to use. By all means, please do it. So the first time I'm going to simply say out loud with intention. With the power of God that I am, I manifest full physical union with my beloved in this now. The second time, you're going to say it again, but with expectation. With the power of God that I am, I manifest full physical union with my beloved in the now. The third time, you say it with knowing and a deep gratitude for it happening. With the power of God that I am now, I manifest full physical union with my beloved in this now. It's slightly different energy. I feel it coming through me. I feel the energy flowing a little bit more, and I feel it moving down into my reality. And so as that's happening, it's actually creating what I'm putting out there. And so if I stay in a high frequency, then I can manifest that. But if I don't stay in a high frequency, I remove from that. How does that work? Well, for example, so I did hear from my twin prior to the holiday, and said he was going to see me and he was going to call me. Neither of those things happened. And so I did use this time wisely by turning inward, taking care of me, doing what I need to do, raising my frequency, really infusing myself with light, because then that doesn't put me in the drama and the pain, the suffering, the trauma. It actually kept me at a higher level frequency. Now, did I feel it? Absolutely. Did I cry a little? Absolutely. To be told you're definitely going to see me and then it doesn't happen is pretty crappy. So that was pretty good. But then I noticed when I was talking to someone, they felt disappointed and sad for me. And I started to feel their stuff and I got pulled into the emotion, right? Because most of the time I was actually feeling okay. And then I was doing good. I was fine. I was like focusing on what I need. I accomplished a lot this weekend, not on a human physical level in terms of work I needed to do. Gosh, I was planning all these things and of course they didn't get done. But I plan to do them this week at some point. Oh my gosh, I'm overwhelmed, a little inundated because I took that time off. But then, I was doing fine. So then Monday came and I was feeling, okay and confident that everything will be fine. I still am going to see him at some point. It's going to happen soon. I don't know exactly the date, but it is happening. And so Monday night, I spoke with a friend who felt frustrated and angry at my twin for not showing up. And what's interesting about that is I recognized that my friend was angry and I was starting to feel the anger too. And I started to vent and I felt that. And what I recognized after I hung up the phone was it was her anger that triggered me a little bit because I started to feel angry and I wasn't feeling that way, but it kicked off something. So a couple of good things happened. I kicked off the anger, got rid of it, released it from me. And I recognized pretty quickly that this was not my anger, that actually, a lot of times we feel stuff that is not ours. Now, I'm not saying we don't have things to be angry about. I'm not saying we don't have things to feel things about, because I could look at my life and say, oh, this is what I'm angry about. But the truth is that sometimes I'm just in this really balanced, peaceful place and I don't let that, I don't let myself go into that energy. But after talking with this person, I let my guard down. I let down my little protection shield, if you will, and I allowed that energy in. And maybe I did it on another level because it was exactly what I needed to release some of the anger that I was feeling. And it wasn't really anger. Like, I don't really feel angry with him. I actually feel just disappointed. And I guess frustration is a level of anger in some ways. And so I felt a little bit of frustration with him for not, following through. And so when I went through all this in my mind and I had to, deal with the fallout, if you will, of after being angry. And the fallout is lowering my vibration and not letting myself stay in high frequency. And guess what? It's near a new moon, and I sure in heck didn't want to be there. So I got a very clear message from my guides. This is not all yours. You need to clear it now. And so I did some more work on me. So again, before I went to bed, it was like late at night. I didn't go to bed till almost 2 o'clock in the morning because I spent time clearing me so I would be prepared for me to be okay the next day and to work on clients the next day. Because I don't want to ever work on clients if I'm not in a good space, because I don't want to bring my stuff into their reality. I don't want to fuel or fix their energy, have my energy in theirs. It's just not appropriate. So when I did this at night, I realized, wow, I'm not feeling as high frequency as I did in the morning. And so I did a lot of work and recover me. So when I woke up the next morning, the high frequency was back and I was good. But I had to do the work, it's work. And I laugh sometimes because I say I have a lot of work to do. And I'm like, I did nothing today. What did I do? I didn't do a thing. Yes, I did. I raised my vibration, and that's work, and that's an effort. We are physical beings in this reality right now on Earth that is not always pretty, not always easy, and not always good. And so raising our frequency is work, and that is our first priority and our first job, because in order to unite with our twin, we need to be high frequency, because we are doing this for both of us. And we are doing this to bring that energy here and make it real. And because we're being consciously, we're the conscious ones, the ones that have chosen to consciously bring it in. That is what our job is, to raise our vibration and bring it in, because it's here. We just need to bring it down now into the Earth reality. So that is a big, big deal for us. And I noticed that in doing this whole thing with affirming and using the manifestation and using my power and using the energy of intention, expectation, and knowing, using that energy is so powerful, because when you're in high frequency, you feel the shift immediately. When you're not in high frequency, you just say the words, you're just mouthing, you're not actually feeling it. And I want you to feel it. I want you to experience the shift within you when you put the energies out there. Like, this is what I intend. And now I expect it to happen. And now I know it's going to happen. That's a huge difference in energy. Each one of those, it's like a different gradient upward. And I feel like that is so imperative, because if we can keep raising that energy and we can keep feeling that shift, then each time we're frequency changing into that shift, we're actually living it now. For a long time, my guides have taught me about living in the now, and I've done it. I've had to do it. There's times I've had no choice. That's the lessons I've had to learn, where I had no choice but be in the now, because if I didn't, I would be not okay. And then I'd get comfortable again, and then I get a lesson again to bring me back in the now. I've had this on and off through my entire life, and it's not like something brand new, not something that I've never experienced before, but I'm experiencing it at a different level. I'm understanding it now at a different level. And it doesn't mean that we don't understand things. So please, when I say things that might make you think, oh my God, but I've already been there, done that, or what you're telling me stuff I already know, or I've already said that recently, I get it. I'm telling you because I noticed for myself, like, I have a lot of knowledge. I know I do. I've had a lot of knowledge. I've been very wise since I was young. I used to have people in their 40s tell me when they were talking to me, I was like 19. It's like talking to a 40-year-old when I talk to you. And I thought at first, I'm like, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. It's just wisdom that I carried from my previous lifetimes into this lifetime. We all have wisdom. We just forget it sometimes. I tend to like remember it. And I've done it because that's part of my mission, is to remember that wisdom and carry it forward to assist all of you. So what I'm discovering for myself is I'm having understandings on a new level, where it's not, I would understand it, I'd receive it, I'd accept it inside of me, and I would move on. Well, now I'm having the understandings come in. I'm receiving it. I'm definitely accepting it. And I'm now really feeling it in the meaning of it. So the now thing, being in the now. So we are already merged. That's being present, right? So being in present is really key. So when you're thinking of the past and worrying and longing, or you're thinking of the future and worrying and longing, then you're not actually in your present, and you're not in the greatest opportunity for you to manifest and create from. And so this new moon, I really feel like it's really imperative and really important that you manifest going forward from a very high frequency and high vibration. And if you feel emotional and you feel like you're challenged, please, by all means, like do what you can to like raise your frequency. On this channel, if you go through some of the older videos, I have one that I did for heart chakra clearing, really powerful. There's a chakra alignment thing that I've done that will be beneficial for all of you if that's something you wish to do. I also have a very simple meditation called I Release. That is for you to listen to. I really think that will help you because it's like releasing stuff you no longer need, basically. And it's a great way to get out of your head if you listen to that message, that video. So those are free things on my channel here. But also, I mean, you're welcome to participate in any of the energy body upgrades that I offer, because that's a huge infusion of light that will raise your frequency. The next one is on December 12th. So it's 12/12 will be the next upgrade. That will be a Twinflame upgrade. So if you are interested in joining me for that, please, by all means, click the link inside here to get taken to my website to sign up for that upgrade. And also, if you want to have a session with me, I'll be happy to work with you. I really enjoy working with all of you and having you as a community. I miss you when I don't participate in terms of recording videos. I feel bad that I haven't, but I'm trying not to have the guilt in there. But all these little tools that are out there, different meditations that are out there, people offer plenty of things. There's many tools that are free out there. Please, by all means, do what you can. Fill up your spiritual toolbox or your tool belt with every tool you can find. And one might work for you today. It might not work for you tomorrow. One might have worked for you yesterday, but it's not working for you today. Though that's normal, and to have as many tools available to you as possible is the best thing you can do. Here's a great example. So EFT, emotional freedom technique. I remember several years back, I used it and I didn't feel anything with it. It didn't seem to work for me. And I used it when I had my car accident and it worked. It helped a lot. Doing the tapping, that's also known as tapping. I also found that when I'm doing stuff on behalf of my twin, sometimes the tapping worked better than any other healing that I could have done for him. So that's a huge thing too. So I just want you to know that, Spirit is really guiding me and wants you to know that you are so loved. You have not been forgotten. Union is really, truly possible in this time and space, in this now. And again, I'm going to emphasize with a little caveat. Now, in our time, looks a little different than their time. But when I am saying that, I'm getting a message that no, now is now. Let me clarify that. Okay, now is now. But now represents you being in the now at your highest capacity, not in the now where you are in low vibration, because then you're not able to manifest as quickly and you're not able to bring in the energy. And before you know it, it shifts out of control. And so what that means is, basically when you're manifesting and creating, you're trying to create from the highest point that you're at. And when you're doing that, the turnaround time is much quicker. When you're manifesting and creating from a very low level, a very deep sadness or a very deep loss area, then it's much slower frequency, slower creation. So it's not happening as quickly, which will be convoluted because it's going to be diluted and it's going to be convoluted. So it's not going to come through as quick as you would like. So again, come back to raise your frequency as much as you can, but also, my guys are talking. They're saying, please know now is now, that you have all the gifts and tools necessary to make this happen and to reach out for anything that you need. It's there for you and they will assist you in any way, shape, or form. And the Twinflame Collective, who I work pretty closely with when I do these videos, as well as my galactic team and Yeshua and Magdalene, they're here. They're all here for us. And even if you don't feel them and you're not like connected to them, or it doesn't make sense to you, or you feel uncomfortable calling on them, well, that's something you need to connect with and understand why you feel uncomfortable in calling on them and asking for help. You are so deserving and so worthy of love and so worthy of their assistance. They will provide for you if you are willing to receive it. And so a couple of affirmations that my guys wanted me to share with you. They came to me during the week for my twin because he's struggling to believe he's deserving and worthy of my love. And I know that just by speaking with him, but I also know that by feeling what he's going through. So Three affirmations, actually. One is on my computer that I have taped up here every day. I cover my camera with it. It says, today I focus on my blessings and watch them multiply. I love that because it makes me think of abundance, and I keep manifesting more abundance because every time I see something beautiful and good, I bring more beautiful and good into my life. So that's the first one. The second one is, I am worthy of love. I am worthy of love. Say that with me. I am worthy of love. Now, I feel this warmth in my heart. I'm going to cry. I feel this warmth shift inside of me, and I could feel that love coming. And it starts to flow in my body because I'm worthy not only of external love, but I'm worthy of my love. That's the second affirmation. Third one, I am worth loving. It's a big one. I am worth loving. Say it with me. I am worth loving. Now, I feel that bubbling up inside of me. But as I said the last one, I didn't have that knowing yet. So remember the three steps: intention, expectation, and knowing. I'm working on that. I'm worth loving. I feel like it's for me and my twin that I'm working on that. So I feel that's an important one for me to work on. So that I'm sharing those with you because I feel like that's really important, because if you don't feel worthy, and here's the thing, on the surface, you might be like, I love myself. I'm doing great. And I love me, completely love me. I know that for a fact because I feel like I fall in love with me every year. Again and again, I fall in love with me for something new that I do or something new I experience. It just makes me fall in love with myself again, which sounds kind of egoic, but it's not. I don't mean it that way. The worthiness piece is a really difficult one in our society, in the globe, around the planet. There's been a lot of messages that we are unworthy by just being, and that comes from childhood. That actually comes at birth. Being born on this plane. It's really important to like reconnect with that part of you that needs to know that he or she is worthy inside, and that that is something that your twin is going through as well. Big issue on the planet at this time is worthiness. And you will see it by how people are coming together and beginning to like recognize, oh my gosh, I am worthy, or you are worthy. And so that's a big deal. I feel like that's important. And finally, my final piece of this message, and I'm going to come back with a card reading in a separate video, just because I didn't do that in this one. But I want to offer out a blessing to all of you. So I'm going to ask my guides now to assist because they told me they would help me. So let me just pull that energy in. Okumakayina nanapo akasataya. Mana aki atarakapador warita nama okona pakaya manana gota. Anako paki anama kotari pataka yanano aka a kata. Kata. Itakama no atapika anonoma ikata okopa na oh. And so it is. Namaste. So much love to all of you. Blessings to my beautiful community. And I will be back with a reading for the week. I'm going to pull a few cards. But this I wanted to get out to you about the new moon and manifestation, because we are in time for new beginnings. So please, by all means, remember, all the old is going away. You have a clean slate. Begin. Just begin somewhere. Blessings to you. And happy union.